Hello guys and welcome back to the Grain of Salt. Today's topic, Fallout 76. We received some new information about it, so we're gonna talk about it, go through it and stuff. So I got this information from Reddit. I'll leave a link to the guy that posted the original post in the description. So let's go through it. Let's start by the release date, which is November 14th, 2018 worldwide. There is beta access apparently for people that pre-ordered the game, but the date for beta access hasn't yet been confirmed. So what else is there? Let's see. Yeah, obviously you need to pre-order the game to get beta access. The other thing is beta access will apparently only be available early for Xbox owners. And then on PC through Bethesda.net. That's release timing and everything that has to do with releases and stuff like that. Then there's obviously the setting of it, like the overall environments and stuff like that. So it is an online, and they put in here in quotation marks, softcore survival game. So I guess it's not like as on point as hardcore survivals, that it would be fuck off hard or something like that. We all don't know Fallout for being a hard game at all, but to newcome players it might be a bit weird or strange, but you get easily used to it. So moving on, the game is focused on player versus AI, but it has PvP, PvP, what do you call it? It has PvP, alright. Anyway, so PvP is basically player versus player, which is, you might come across a hostile player that wants to kill you or whatever. Sucks, obviously, because this is the first time ever in Fallout history that it's an online game with other players. Moving on, the map is 4 times the size of Fallout 4. If you want to reference, this right here is the map. So basically, there's no vehicles in Fallout, so if you want to like have a distance sort of reference and a time reference, if you were to walk, like I'm in Sanctuary now, the place where I'm standing in now. If you were to walk from here to, let's just take the other point of the map, which is basically the castle. It takes you around about an hour to walk there. From here to the castle, it takes you an hour real time to get there. So 4 times that, 4 times the map size of that. Basically from one point to the other point, obviously at an angle. So that means, you know, 4 hours to get from this point to that point if you add shit in the middle, which is pretty cool. Lobbies are apparently set player limit between 24 and 32, I believe. So having a map that size would obviously mean that you have less of a chance of running into people. There's no guarantee that you will not run into people at all. There's always that thing, you are going to come across someone, always. And online community being the online community, I bet you that you will run into someone that's gonna fuck you up, either because they have better gear or because they're high level, no doubt, but we'll see. So the map is apparently divided into 6 regions: a forest region, the Mire, a toxic valley, which I'm assuming is infested with radiation, Savage Divide, Ash Heap, the Cranberry Bog, and then like some sort of swamp, which I'm assuming is the Cranberry Bog. They say that each area has its own theme and its own risks and rewards. So I'm assuming these are gear, as in weapons, and other material for bases, which we'll get to in a little moment. And, you know, weapons and gear and armor and stuff. They give a list of locations that are confirmed in the game, which is basically sort of, I wouldn't say fantasy, like made up places. Won't be going into that. Play is a member of Vault 76, which is the vault you will be coming out of, which is opened 25 years after the first bombs fell. That obviously means, like, that time frame being that early, you wouldn't get people walking around like the people that are in the settlement at the moment. Because obviously it's 25 years, the people that were outside are all dead or ghouls. Ghouls are like the zombie version of Fallout, which have been irradiated and survived the fallout and stuff, but they are basically mindless. You can play solo apparently, but you will be matched with other players. Private worlds will be able to be created with you being able to use mods, but that's not available at release. That will come out later as part of an update, I'm assuming. You'll be able to have multiple characters and profiles. Your progression and character is not tied to the server, so which means, let's say I was in a server right now, I picked up this gun. It's not tied to the server, which means if I switch to another server, this gun isn't going to disappear. Your character and stuff is, I'm assuming, connected to your PSN account or your Bethesda account. Obviously Bethesda account is going to play a major role in this. There it is again. The server player limit is 24 to 23. Joining your friends is seamless, which means that you can drop in, drop out at any point. Groups of players are limited to 4, so that means, like, if you're playing with a crew or a squad, you're limited to 4 people, like let's say me and 3 other friends. Level system works similarly to Fallout 4, which is this basic, well, not level, this is perks, don't get me wrong, this is perk. Leveling is basically, you'll see on the bottom left hand corner, level 14, so that works the base. You'll earn a certain amount of XP for doing stuff like killing enemies, building, whatever. You'll get an XP and level up. The special system, which is this is the special, so you'll see there, strength, perception, endurance, charisma, intelligence, agility and luck is your special system. It is back apparently, but they will be working with perk cards. So I'm assuming, like they say here as well, you only can activate a certain amount of perk cards at any given point of time. So let's say I have this perk toughness active, I can only have maybe 6 other ones active. I'm assuming you can switch out the perk cards at any point, maybe not. They also say there's no level cap, but the person that posted the Reddit post said that no players inside the trailer was above level 54, so yeah, we might run into a cap somewhere. HP and AP are back. HP and AP is basically my health. You'll see there on the left at the bottom. Your AP is, can I target someone? No. But AP is basically what you use in VATS. Now VATS is like an auto targeting system, which will also be in Fallout 76. Auto targeting system is like a discount, I don't know, aimbot basically. So if you're pretty shit with shooting, you can use VATS to kill someone. But the VATS is tweaked from Fallout 4 to 76. So weapon durability is back. Weapon durability was basically, it was present in Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas as far as I know. So the more you use your gun, it sort of deteriorates and gets damaged or whatever. I know in Fallout 3 it came to a certain point where if your weapon was damaged until like you have 20%, let's just call it your weapon's HP. If your weapon's HP had like 20 or 15% left, your gun would either jam or it would misfire. I've never used my gun in the previous Fallout games to the point where it was at 0 HP or whatever. I don't know if the gun itself breaks and stuff, but I do remember in the previous games you had to use a similar weapon, if not the same, to repair your gun. Obviously in the next one you'll use materials like maybe your steel or duct tape or whatever. Duct tape screws and stuff like that to repair your weapons. There's also armor durability. Is again same story, your armor gets damaged and things. I know the power armor at this moment has that same attribute, but that obviously means my regular armor, like what I'm wearing now, the leather armor, would have a certain amount of hit points and then maybe give me less defense. They also say that hunger and thirst is present, which kinda sucks, because they do say that when your hunger and thirst is too low, it affects your max AP. It probably will affect your HP. Diseases and mutations are new mechanics, so I'm assuming you pick up diseases and stuff. Don't go sleeping around. Look, it might be a cute gamer chick playing, but don't sleep around, you might pick up disease. Just saying. Anyway, moving on. The higher your radiation is better. You'll see on my HP bar there's a little red line there, which is the radiation that I've picked up while I'm going around. They say here that your radiation affects your HP, which is that's active now. That's not really a new thing. May I say mutations are like traits from older Fallout games, which basically was you'd get a special perk which you couldn't acquire on your own, like through maybe this chart here. You'd get like that special trait by performing some sort of unique task. I remember in Fallout New Vegas there was this thing, I think it was called something to do with a shotgun, but it was fucking hilarious. You'd have a 10% chance of when you fire a shotgun against the enemy, it would send them flying. It was fucking hilarious. I'm hoping they bring that specific one back as well. That'd be funny as hell. They say that components are still in use, like adhesive, aluminium, oil gear. Those are obviously the stuff used to build, repair your guns, as well as building your settlements and crafting new gear, whether it's armor or ammunition. I hope you can craft your own ammunition, which is currently unavailable in Fallout 4 as far as, except for the, oh shit, I forgot the factory. You could actually like manufacture your own ammunition, but that was through DLC. They also say that all DLCs and extra content will be free, and luckily there are no loot boxes or stuff like that. There are apparently microtransactions in the game. Microtransactions, as far as I know, are part of the Creation Club content that's already active in Skyrim on next gen consoles, well, current gen consoles, and on Fallout 4, where you have like special stuff that wasn't in the vanilla game on its own, which yeah, like you see there, Creation Club arcade cabinets. These things, what the hell? Carpeted floor, this is all new. That's so cool. But anyway, ooh. Fuck, I'm getting sidetracked here. That's pretty badass. So these things, like this arcade thing, was only obtainable through Creation Club, which you download and stuff. This specific pack, the arcade pack, was for free, but there are other packs which adds unique weapons and gear and armor and stuff that you have to pay for. So those, I think, are the microtransactions they are mentioning. So, it being an online game, I know some people think that there's no story or whatever, but they do mention that it still has quests and a main storyline, but there are no NPCs, so you'll receive the quest through other holotapes. Holotapes are like little information bits. You get it through world discoveries and through robots, which I'm assuming is like infobots or whatever. It's a list. You don't get raiders anymore. Raiders are basically like, I don't know, rundown people that sort of they're basically scavengers that would kill you just for your loot and shit. So raiders are not in the game. However, there are a different type of ghoul that are apparently the equivalent of raiders, so we'll have to see that. In terms of settlement building, which is the biggest thing for me, which is also the last thing we're talking about. Settlement building, you'll apparently get this device, which is a portable sort of, you could call it a foundation for building a camp. Your camp or settlement has a certain radius that you can build in. You can't go past that radius. Like, if I can give you an example, you see that green barrier there, I can't build past that. So obviously the same mechanic would be in the next Fallout game. There's also the thing, I know a lot of people, including myself, worry about, let's say I put my camp here and I load it into a lobby where a person has the same camp at the same, well, not the same, the same spot as his camp. Apparently the workaround to that Bethesda made is, if that happens, if you load in afterwards, you get like a blueprint, because your camp itself, everything you built inside the camp is saved inside of your portable camp, which you can take anywhere at any time anyway. So even if I built mine here, I can still pick it up and move. I'm not like bound to this place alone. And there's obviously, you'll have to have materials to build, like wood, cement, and whatever the hell it might be. But that's about the gist of it. So, till next time, this has been The Grain of Salt, and we'll see you in the next video.